Hello, I'm Todd Fore. I'm the Executive Director of the Air Force Personnel Center. I've got a couple of points I want to make with you today and kind of lead you into the future where we are with force development. One of my previous jobs was the Air Staff. I was the Deputy Director of Force Development. So I kind of think what you're doing is really cool. Hey, if you hadn't got this figured out yet, the strategic landscape out there is really crazy in the world. And our responsibility is to develop airmen to deal with all kinds of situations and make sure that their capabilities are exploited when necessary. So what you see in the headlines today, whether it's in the Washington Post, the Air Force Times, or maybe even in your local newspaper, the world is gone crazy. In fact, some of the strategic landscape that you actually see here on this slide, whether it's deterring aggression, defending the homeland, power projection, leading the world's best airmen, and even providing stability, presence, even the cutting-edge capabilities, and honoring commitments that we've made to airmen who have actually served us in the past. All of these are issues that we are dealing with across the spectrum and throughout the entire enterprise. The challenge we're currently facing at the Personnel Center as a result of Resource Management Decision 703 is a 700-person cut. Well, we looked at the problem and decided that we couldn't peanut butter spread the cut throughout the various programs at the Personnel Center. So what we're doing is moving into a new concept. It's called Tiered Level Service Delivery Model. Why do we exist? Well, we had to go back to that central question. Why do we exist? We exist to provide airmen capabilities, to provide multiple kinds of personnel services, and give them back the time they need to do their part of the Air Force mission. It's about people, giving them the time they need to do their job, not doing the personnel work that we actually have, that we've been giving back to airmen. Our structure. Our structure comes from the headquarters Air Force down to the Air Force Personnel Center. We actually have two separate components. One component being the higher headquarters function, where we have the oversight responsibilities, the program management, the military and civilian program expertise that you rely on, as well as implementation programs and messages to the fields of the programs that we are actually implementing, like force management for FY13. We also have the personnel operations. The personnel operations is about things that we're doing to support airmen and the enterprise. Our Total Force Service Center supporting airmen if they have a pay issue, if they have a retirement or separation question, if they have a question about PCSing. We have our 24/7 services, such as our casualty. And then we also have the military and civilian retiree responsibilities, where we actually publish the afterburner, and we have opportunities for the Retiree Council to come to San Antonio at the Air Force Personnel Center annually to have their annual Retiree Council. Now, the new mission for the new AFPC is all about one team, one family, one mission. We're looking for innovative, multi-talented, customer-focused professionals who actually are part of generating force support solutions, the big vision. Our mission focus specifically is relating at defining the requirements, to developing and delivering airmen, community programs, and capabilities for the Air Force and for the Joint Team. We see ourselves as the central nervous system of the Air Force. You see the model that we actually have there. This is the HR model. The define, the acquire, the develop, the utilize, the sustain, the transition. In fact, if you walk into our Total Force Service Center where our calls are actually coming in, you'll see big signs. You'll see the develop sign, the transition sign, the sustain sign, because we are organized there currently to be able to provide functions that go along with our HR model. Where we are moving to is a tiered service delivery model. That's what I mentioned just a moment ago. We're looking at Tier 0. All of us are doing online banking, managing our credit cards online. And so what you are actually doing today at the MyPurse website is going in and doing many online things that you would traditionally do at a consolidated base personnel office, or CBPO. Some airmen don't remember what a CBPO is. So in transitioning, moving everything to an online, so that you actually go and do Tier 0, you go online, do your transaction, and done, it's over with, much like your online banking. Or we go to Tier 1, where you may have to actually pick up the phone, call the Total Force Service Center for a solution if you've got a problem. They can build a case, or they can solve your problem immediately. And then our transactional work would be that at Tier 2, where you actually apply for retirement or apply for separations, and it comes to the Air Force Personnel Center. A person confirms your service dates. They look and see whether or not you have an active duty service commitment. And then based upon the information in your file, they can approve or contact you about the problem that you would have because you have an active duty service commitment potentially. So there are multiple ways of delivering Tier 2 kinds of service. But the real focus is about delivering Tier 0 online, Tier 1 if you need help by being able to go and talk to a person on the phone, and in the future do online chat. And then Tier 2 is that transactional work that actually has to have some level of approval authority beyond you as an airman doing your daily work. Our Tier 3 would actually be that policy kinds of decision making that would go on about, let's say you're talking about retiring and you need a waiver to retire because you have a 6-month left on your active duty service commitment. That would go to a Tier 3 individual who has the authority coming from the air staff to be able to approve that retirement with that 6-month active duty service commitment still being active. Then we have our centers of excellence. Where we are today with the new AFPC, having services and having manpower, we see ourselves potentially in the future having centers of excellence, much like Food, Fitness, Fun, Wounded Warrior, those kinds of programs that would actually have centers that would be providing tiered focus level 2 and 3 experts managing those programs. Another example would be child and youth. So it would be a Tier 2/Tier 3 service delivery model with a center of excellence, that being caring for our child and youth programs. So that's where we see ourselves going as a tiered service delivery model. Now, how are we going to stay connected? That's one of the things that we need to do, because force development is critical to ensuring that we are growing airmen to be the level of skilled individuals that we need every single day for commanders. And so we have our PSDMs, we're using Defense Connect Online, and we have our MyPers website where we're using those applications to provide you information. We need to stay connected. And staying connected with you is critical to getting the mission done. And we need your help, and we need you to be engaged in force development and all the different programs and applications that we have ongoing. A couple of key takeaways for you. We got challenging times ahead. There's no question about that. I started out by saying the strategic landscape has changed, and it continues to change. But you should see that as an opportunity to excel, and an opportunity to move out and do something different for airmen. And so with that challenge comes great opportunities. Teamwork here is critical. There's no I in team. And so we all need to team together to be able to provide the best force development opportunities and communicate to airmen at large about things that are available for them and on the horizon for force development. Partnering for the future. We will partner together to develop and deliver capabilities. Technology is our friend. I love technology. And so to use technology in being online versus inline is where the world is. And that's where we at the Air Force Personnel Center are, and are going more and more in all types of different programs. So you'll actually go online instead of being inline. And then lastly, efficiency is big across our Air Force. And looking at ways to be more efficient, I believe connects up to our tiered service delivery model. That tiered service delivery model is critical to give time back to airmen instead of having to go and wait and be on the phone for 45 minutes working out a problem. You go online, you create whatever your problem is, and magic happens in the background. You're off doing your mission while we're solving your personnel problem. So becoming efficient is one of our main tenets in moving to the new AFPC. Congratulations on what you're doing in force development. You're making a great success throughout our entire force with all the different things that you're doing. Keep up the great work. Let me know if you have questions, because I'm available for you at any point in time. You can give me a call. You can send me an email. And one of those many people sitting here in this picture are ready there to help you, whatever your problem may be. Thank you. We appreciate everything that you're doing. Keep the cards and letters coming.